Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to day 12 of our JavaScript class. We've been looking at MVC this week since this week began. We've defined it, like we went through what MVC is. I think I have the document here. Definition and general concepts about MVC. Talked about servers then. I think yesterday we kind of did some practicals and I took everyone through how a basic Node.js MVP app works, right? Majorly or basically routing. So I expected everyone to maybe have watched the previous videos and have practiced on their own, right? If you're not familiar with this yet. So we're still looking at MVC. I think we have 2 or 3 more stuff to do before we can go into data modeling and the model aspect. Okay, so yesterday we looked at getting everyone to kind of run their server successfully and at least test creating an additional route handler, right? So I expect everyone to be familiar with that. Even if you didn't attend, you can just watch the videos to catch up with that. Okay, today again I would like to do more of practicals, right? So I would like to do more practicals because I really want I would like to do more of practicals because I believe as you do this stuff continuously, and I urge everyone that is not practicing to just try practicing, right? I believe as you do this stuff continuously, you're going to just get used to it, right? It's not easy, but it's easy if you just kind of type it yourself and maybe you run your server, you see an error, you search for the error, like you learn. That's how you learn, right? So I'm going to just introduce what I have today. Then again, I'm going to go into practicals and I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to test. And if there's any issue, I'll stop and check with everyone. Okay. But before I start, Amos.
Yeah, the video that was posted is half, so
It's going to be
even I
fixed.
tried going through the videos, the thing is not complete. So
There was a little glitch yesterday, so the second one is going to be uploaded. I'm going to make sure.
okay.
Yeah. Ola?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend yesterday. I had some personal things I had to deal with. And looking at the chats on that developers chat, scary. The way people are expressing their concerns. I'm even wondering that had I was not in class, if I watch the video, will I be able to follow what we're doing?
Yes, if
That's my concern. In fact,
if
I was thinking in my head that I might have to reevaluate myself with the program. Yeah.
not that is if you followed those successfully, I believe everyone here that's been attending. Can you hear me? Yeah, if you
why are you reevaluating actually?
What did you say? You said?
I said I believe everyone that has followed us to this level should not find any of this stuff difficult, right? Because we've been trying to just like kind of make everyone go along. But if you just watch the videos and do it yourself, you're going to just catch up with it. It's not anything you've not done.
The time that you have been waiting for.
Okay. So Olake.
Fab.
Yeah, Sammy, good.
At least with the little. So that I'm going
do you replace the index with home, or does the index, like the index file, do you replace it with the home, or do you still keep both?
Like you're talking about, okay, let me start this server. Let me see. You're talking about what we did yesterday, right?
Yes, what we did yesterday.
So before I start the last one. So yeah, I'm going to go and check my local host. So this is what you're talking about, right? Olake.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's the base route, right? I can change it. It's a text. I can change it to home. It's a text. I can change it to index if I want, but ideally, the reasonable name to call it, maybe for tech savvy people, you understand that this index means home, right? But for users, they want to see maybe a home page or home. So it's just text. You can put index, you can put home.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
going to what I have for today, then I'll take more questions. Amos.
My issue is the connection. So when I click on news, I think I didn't route it properly, probably because I wasn't able to see that part of the video. So
Okay.
I created what you have here. I have what you have here. And when I click on news, the one that has to do with resend, just display the resend, display the details inside that bracket. So what I wanted to ask is, how can what's the way of connecting? Maybe for instance, when I click on connect, the render, if I use resend, is there any way I can resend it to that HTML EJS that was created, where to display what I have in EJS? Or the resend is I can just put all the details or what I want to display on that resend box. I don't know if you get my question.
Let me open up a route file so you explain better. So
Okay.
let me open up.
Okay, yeah. Now,
let me go to index. So just use this to explain. I didn't get you.
okay. Now, I'm okay with this place. I get this place that render index title express. It means on the HTML, what we're having title, it will change to express.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
place is okay. Now, router gets a function request reset and next. I know it's part of the necessary thing that should be there. I don't know.
yeah.
Go to your user. Go to the user. Okay, yeah. Now this user said rest.send. This is a user router. Now, I want to ask, is there any way I can connect this now to the user? Okay.
Yeah, just change it to reference render. Then,
But you didn't create a user for it on the view. Is it a deliberate act or?
so this came with whatever we generated, right? I don't know if you've noticed. Let's just send.
Yes. We send came with user, yeah.
It's a different method, right? So send is a different method. Send doesn't like kind of look for anything on the views. It just responds to the browser and whatever it writes as a string. So this is mainly for API responses and also
Okay.
like look for the views. So if I do res.send, it's just going to forcefully send a text as a response, and the browser is just going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now go. Yeah. So when I did mine, let me see your contact.js and your view EJS.
My contact.js.
Okay. I wasn't able to when I click on. Okay. Let me see your contact.js. Oh, was it that you copied everything and you pasted on each of them the same thing? Because when I click on contact on my own, I was having error.
What errors?
Hold on, just a second.
So if you're having issues with the whole routing,
okay, I have not found error. Okay, not found error. Yeah. So when I check, it was JS 27.8. That's the line at layer and just some.
What can't you find? What's the issue?
It said not found.
What's not found?
Contact not found.
File.
And it was yes, contact, like they just said contact not found. That a contact is a file that was created on view and contact. So I just want to know how to link. Like you have that you display your own.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen, right? If you have, I'm just going to take 30 minutes since if you have issues with what we did yesterday, right? The routing, and if you tried it yourself and you have issues you can't solve or questions, just raise up your hands. Let me take the questions first. Amos, are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I can.
Let's do it that way. So let me just stop share, then allow you to play. So let's solve issues with routing. I move to controllers. Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead. Please share your screen quickly. Let's look at it.
Okay, so
Sammy,
look at the screen.
Sammy, sorry. Since Amos is sharing his screen, can you just use his screen to just start from when you install npm install? Because I think that's where I got stuck. So since he's sharing his screen, if you can just move back or go back a little bit, then so that way I don't have to share my screen and you know.
Okay, so let's solve Amos's problem first. Amos.
So this is what I have here.
Sorry, Sammy. Sorry. I think what the last person said might help us so that it solves everybody's problem at once.
Exactly. To save your time as well.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
Let me just solve this particular issue, then I'll use the screen to go through everything again.
Okay.
Yeah. So Amos, go to your home page. Go to use your clear the URL. Go to your index page. Just remove contact from your URL bar. Yeah, hit enter. So does news, can you navigate to news? Does it work?
News, because I used the recent, so it works.
Okay, go back.
Okay.
So click on contacts, let me see. Not found. So yeah, let me see. Go to your app.js. You don't have a contact route handler.
Contact.js. Look at contact.js.
App.js.
App.js. Okay.
Can you see you have users? All of them are listening for users. So all these are supposed to be your handlers. Yeah.
Okay.
Supposed to be news, contacts, info, and users.
Okay. No, it's not fixing.
You have to restart your server if you have. Do you have Node Mon installed?
Yes, you know, it was installed yesterday.
Oh yeah, okay. Just go and refresh. Okay, your server is not even running. Is your server running? No. It's running. Okay, go and test. It's running somewhere. Go and test. No, don't do it again. It's running.
Are you sure you have Node Mon?
Yeah, I did. I did that yesterday.
There's another git bash. Is your server okay? Your server is running, obviously. MVC app.js 27. Go to your app.js, please. Okay, that's the error handler. Let's respond. Contact router. So go up to where you declared contact router. Let me see something.
Okay.
Contact.js. Open up your route folder. Can you quickly go to the file routes contacts, your contact.js in routes?
Okay.
So you have it. Where is your server running? Please restart your server. Click on that bash you have there. It seems you have a server running. Yes, the server, please. You're not using Node Mon. Restart your server. Stop it. Hit Ctrl+C. Focus on the terminal. Hit Ctrl+C. Then start it again. npm start. Then check.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so okay, let me just use my screen to do that. Just stop sharing so it will be faster. I am going to share my screen now. So I have 5 hands up. I don't know what the issue is. I'm going to share my screen now and just go over it one more time and hope it solves everybody's issues, right? Then I'm going to take, if it doesn't solve your issue, then I'm going to take going to take it one after the other. I expect everyone here, everyone like that is asking a question to have generated this skeleton app, right? If not, I'm going to go over everything from scratch, then try to create routes and link them up to a file in the views folder. Okay. Should I do this over again? Okay, so if you have this, if you don't have this folder, okay, I'm going to expect not everyone has this folder, right? I'm just going to go to my root directory. The way we did this is I installed a tool called Express Generator. I think was on Tuesday, we installed a tool called Express Generator, and the way to install it is npm install Express Generator, right? -G. So this is the command we use to install the Express Generator globally on our computer to be able to generate this skeleton project. Okay, so to generate this project, like I said, you need like a node server, a node MVC project, and you don't always have to write it from scratch all the time. You have a tool that you can just call. I can just call Express, the name of the app. I'm just going to call mine because I've used MVC. Let me use MVC app this time. MVC app. Then I'm going to change my view to EJS because it's similar to HTML. So if you've installed Express, this is a way to generate a project, right? Just call the name Express. The next argument is the name of the folder or the app you want to create. Then you have to set the view as EJS so that you'll be able to write HTML markup in the views folder. Okay, if I hit enter now, it's going to generate some defaults, folders, and files for me, right? I'm going to move into that directory, MVC app. Come in, let me just use my code editor. Let me use my VS Code and open up that folder. So right now I have my old project open, but I don't want to use it because I'm doing it from scratch. So I'm just going to go to my VS Code, open folder, and I'm going to open the MVC app I just created now. So, okay. MVC app, just give me a minute to have seen it. So right now, if you can see my editor, let me zoom in a bit. This is the dummy project we just created, right? And I explained that if you have a project like this, if you have a backend project like this, you go into your package.json. This package.json file is like a configuration file, right? It holds all the configuration dependencies we need to run our project. So for me to run my project, I'm going to open up a terminal, new terminal. I'll make sure I'm in the MVC app. Yes, I'm in the MVC app. Then I'm going to run a command to install all these dependencies, right? I talked about npm. So I'm going to run it.
Sammy.
Hi.
Sorry to cut you short. Why don't you just show how to do the node mon right here?
I'm going to get to that, right?
Okay.
Yes. So this file holds all your configuration, right? So for you to be able to start your project, you need to install all these dependencies, right? And you don't need to know how it's done. Like you don't need to know how it's done outrightly. All you just need to do is to make sure in your terminal, you are in like your project folder, right? So all you need to do is just to run npm install, okay? So wherever you run npm install, as long as there's a package.json file in that folder, it's going to install all the dependencies you need. Okay, if I run npm install right now, you're going to see it's going to start installing some packages for us to be able to run our projects. Okay, so we talked about this yesterday, right? And I've installed all the packages I needed, and they are all saved in this node modules folder. We don't want to go into everything that is or what is inside it right now. So to start your project, right? If I scroll up a bit, you're going to see a section that says npm scripts start. So maybe if you learn for that, you're going to see that a whole lot of stuff can go into the script tag. So to start the project now, I can do npm start, as easy as that, and it's going to start my node server. If I go to my browser and type in localhost 3000, I should see Express. Welcome to Express. Where this is coming from is the default index page. So if I go to views and index is the default index page, welcome to Express. We're going to go into route shortly, but I'm going to just do something before we get there. So if you were here yesterday, or if you've been here with us, you notice that whenever I make changes to any of my files, I have to come here, stop my server, and start my server again. Reason being, when I start my server, the node server, like I told you, reads all these codes into memory and starts the server. So whatever changes I make doesn't get noticed, okay? So to do that, there's a little tool that we call nodemon, right? So it's node daemon. It's like a daemon, like a nodemon. It watches your files for changes. So whenever you change a file or add a new stuff, it restarts your server for you. You don't need to do come here and stop and start your server, okay? So I'm just going to install nodemon, and the way we install packages, right? I told you this is like your configuration file. The way we install packages, right, is we use npm install, then the name of the package, right? So maybe maybe later on you're going to learn more packages and their names and how to install them, right? So the name of the package we want to install is nodemon. Okay, sorry.
Can you move the thing up, the terminal, please?
Okay, npm install nodemon. Okay, but you want to install it anytime you put this -g flag, it means you want to install it globally because you're going to be using this stuff over and over and over again, right? But you can do npm install nodemon or npm install -g nodemon-g. It's still going to have the same thing. The difference is when you do -g, it's going to install it in your computer. But when you just do it without -g, it will just install it here in this project. And when you open up another project, you have to install it again. So if you've not installed it, use, because I think I shared the command with a -g. So if I do npm install nodemon-g, I already have it. It's going to install it globally on my computer, right? So right now I have nodemon installed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my start script. Whenever I want to start my server, instead of using node that makes me restart my server whenever I make changes, I'm going to use nodemon, N-O-T-E, nodemon. So when I run npm start, it's going to run nodemon, then my base file. Okay, I hope I did not lose anybody. So you install nodemon, you change your start script from, go to your package.json file, you change your start script from node being www to nodemon, right? So if I save this now and I just run npm, let me take this up again, and I just run npm start, you're going to see that it's starting my application with the package, right? So it's saying watching parts, like, oh, it's watching all the parts for changes, right? So if I go to my app.js and just add, maybe, let me add a full stop here. This is a comment, so it won't take any effect. This is a comment, right? So just watch my server. If I save, just watch my terminal. If I save, the server is restarting due to changes, right? And it's going to start my server afresh. So this is just a tool that just helps you ease development, right? And you should be starting your apps with nodemon when you are in development, okay? So I've installed nodemon in my app. Now I can go ahead with my development, not minding if my server starts or restarts. So I explained, right? So when the app runs or when your server runs, this file gets read into memory. And the only two things or the only two sections you should be bothered about in this app, all these are just default configurations. The only sections to be bothered about in this app is your route declaration, because that's all we've been trying to learn, okay? So these are route declarations, and this is where the files are imported from. Okay, so as you can see, we all know that this is an index route, right? So it's leading to the index router. Users is leading to users router. If I go to my browser now and type in /users, it's going to take me to a users page. Okay, so let me just quickly create one additional router so everyone will see the process of using and creating routes. Okay, so if I go here and duplicate this line, okay, let me type it, right? I want to add a new route handler. Let's say my application has let me not call it, let's say news. Let me use news or contacts. Okay, let me use contact. My application has a contact page. So I'm going to listen for a contact route. Then I'll direct it to a router I'm going to call contacts router. I've not created it yet. So these are all variables that are saving route handlers. Okay, so I'm listening for an endpoint or a route for contact, and I'm passing it to this route handler, contact router. If I go up and go to where my route declarations are, you see that the index router was declared and a file, I talked about modules 2 days ago, right? A file from another folder was required and all the contents of the file was saved in this variable, right? So I'm just going to create a new one, var contacts router equals require route contact. Okay, so right now I'm importing a contact file from my route folder and saving all the contents in my contact router. I'm going to save this, but one more thing, I haven't created it, right? I'm starting from top to bottom. So I'll go to my route folder, right click on it and create a new file and call it contacts.js and hit enter. So right now I'm requiring a file here and I've created the file, but this will not, like, it's expecting a function, right? Because we are passing it as a handler. It's expecting a route handler. So we need to write a route handler here. I can write a route handler here, but I'm just going to copy and paste what is in the index file, index router, and edit it, right? So I'll copy and paste that. Again, like I said, this is the server, like this is Express is the framework that helps us build servers, right? So you don't need to know what it does behind the hood, but just know Express House has a function or a method that handles routing in your backend software, right? So I'm calling the Express router here, then I'm listening for a GET request. I was going to teach you guys about CRUD so you understand the different types of requests. So I'm listening for a GET request on the base part of contact. So what I want to do, rather than rendering an index page, I want to render a contact page, okay? Then I was going to talk about this. This is a variable, but I'm going to take it off now, right now. So going to go back to my app.js. As you can see, I'm listening for a contact route handler. I'm sending it to this variable. At the top, I'm declaring the variable. Then I'm requiring a function, right? A file, sorry. I'm requiring a file, all the contents of an external file, and saving it in this variable, okay? If I go to the file, I'm declaring an express route handler. This helps me handle whatever request comes in from the user's browser or from my browser. I don't need to know what is inside. The only thing I need to do or know how to do is do my controller logic here, then send a response, a view response. Okay, so right now the only thing I'm doing here is I'm sending a view response and I'm saying, hey Express or Node.js or my server, render my contact view page. Whatever this user is looking for is in my contact view page. Again, I've been building from top to bottom. I don't have a contact page in my views folder. So I'm going to go to views, right click, new file, and create contacts.ejs. Okay. The templating engine we are using is EJS, but you can write plain HTML in it. The reason being, EJS lets us write pass variables to the front end, while plain HTML extension doesn't allow us to do that, okay? So I won't want to write, okay, let me just even type in, let me type in the boilerplate myself, title contacts page. Then I'm going to say, yes, I'm just going to do page 1 contacts us, then P, plain no HTML, welcome to the contacts us page. Okay, if I save this now, before I go to my page, remember I built from top to bottom. Okay, let me go from the views page now. We have a contact page. We want our users to be able to see this page whenever they access a contact endpoint, right? If I go to my app.js, my server is listening for a contact route handler. So whenever someone clicks on contact, my server sends the person to this variable. This variable is requiring a route handler from this file. If I go to this file is using the express route handler to handle all GET requests on this contact and sending the user to the contact view page. So I've saved everything. If I go to my browser now and just go to the contact endpoint, we had links the other time, so I was just clicking, but right now I can access the contact endpoint and the home endpoint, okay? I am going to go back to my project where I have the links, but I just had to do this from scratch so you can see I can switch between contacts and the home endpoints. Okay, so if you still have issues, I'm just going to take questions now. Let me see. Yeah, so I have some hands raised. Let me see. Yeah, so many hands has gone down. Don't know why. So Debo.
Okay, hello, Sammy.
Okay.
Okay, I still tried doing what you just did, but it's still not coming up. I don't know why.
It's not running on your computer.
Yes.
Why?
The home page is okay, but every other one is not running.
You're not getting something right. It's as
yes,
you're not getting something right. So you just have to go over what I've done right now.
No, I think it is on that app.js.
Okay.
There's the variable part, then there is the app use part.
Okay. So where are you having the issues with what endpoint are you trying to create a new route handler, a new endpoint yourself?
Yes.
If you generated the Express, let me not say it's easy, right? If you generated the Express skeleton app, you have two boilerplates here. You have the index and the users. In fact, you could just try copying and pasting. Let me just copy paste this, change it to news. Right? See.
Yes, that's actually what I did. I copy and paste. I saved to news.
Change this to news router now.
Okay, okay, news router. Then the other one where I had users, we're also changing that.
So this is importing a file. So you have to change, you have to kind of
replicate
and get your own results.
Okay? You can't handle it already.
I can't say I know what it's handling.
Okay, Debo, is that okay?
Okay, I'll try that and I'll get back.
Please. Akmosh.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi. I'm also getting an error saying not found for 404.
What are you trying to access? What endpoint are you trying to access?
Contact.
Okay, I'm just going to go back to my file. Do you have contacts here declared as app.use contacts?
Yes.
Check the spelling. It's very case sensitive. If I put contacts and I try to access contact, it's not going to work. So what's your spelling?
It's contact.
Then you're calling a variable here, right? Contact router.
25.
Mustn't be on your line 25.
Yes. Contact router. Yep.
Did you declare the contact router above?
Yes, I declared it. Yes.
Watch what you are
Contact router.
requiring. Are you requiring routes contacts?
Route. Yeah, route/contact. Yep, that's
okay. Go to your routes folder. Do you have a contact.js?
Yes, I did.
And it's still showing not found.
Yeah.
Share your screen.
Okay.
Hold on, please.
Okay. Share screen one.
Go back to my app, please.
Can you see my screen now?
Go back to your app.js.
Okay.
Go to your other terminal, like the one where your node server is running.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. You're not using nodemon. You've done everything, but you've not restarted your server.
Okay. So I should use this instead of bash. Okay.
Kill the server. Control C.
Node.
No, Control C. Just type in Control. Then press Control
C.
Yes. Y. Just type in Y and hit enter. Then run the server again. npm start.
All right.
This should work now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so please install nodemon and use nodemon to start your applications.
Okay, I'm gonna install it. Thank you.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Ungoka.
Hi, Sammy. Well, I'm trying to figure out if the alphabets are, if I'm using uppercase, but it's still not working.
Let me see.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
See the error I'm getting here.
You don't have a views. You don't. Okay. You did not pass a title variable. On your contacts.egs, you are calling a title variable. Go to your contacts.egs.
Okay.
Delete your line 4 and delete line 4.
This.
Yeah. And change line 9 to welcome to contact page. Just remove that title variable. Yeah, even have it on H1. Change that H1 to contact. Yeah, just continue. Type contacts there. Then remove line 8 or just change the title variable. You're trying to reference a variable you did not pass.
Okay. Oh, I think that's the same issue with others.
Hopefully. So if you save now and you have, yeah, it should work now.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please, you can stop sharing. Gito.
Please, can I share?
Yes, you can share. What's the issue, please?
The same thing. It's not working. And
All
I've
right.
been following the other corrections with the others, but it's still not working.
So quickly share your screen.
Okay.
What's the error you're getting?
Here's what I'm getting.
I can only see your VS Code editor.
Oh, sorry.
So I can see from your terminal that it's saying internal server error or something. Please show me your browser.
Sorry, let me just, I don't know. Let me share it again. Can you see it?
Yeah. So it's quite descriptive, right? Failed to look up view contacts in views directory. Do you have a contact file in your views directory?
Yes. Can you see my editor now?
No, I can't see your editor. I can only see your browser. You spelled it contact. It's case sensitive. Yeah. If you save and try now, you should get. Go refresh your browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Otman.
My question is, how do you save on terminal? Do you like control command S, or is there a button?
How do I do what?
Save on terminal. Like you made mention that when you save. So I'm wondering how you've been doing that.
Save on, no, when I save my code, when I click Control S on my code, the my node more restarts my app. I don't save on terminal. It's my code that I click on Control S.
Oh, so when you click on your Control S, it automatically save.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that will be.
Okay. Sagal?
Yes. Hi, Sammy. My question is, so sometimes you've used a formula on the EJS.
Okay.
I wanted to know for the last one that you did on contact, why you didn't use a formula.
Okay, so I was trying to explain routing, like I was trying to explain a concept, right? And I didn't want to complicate it. That's why I deleted the variable. So I have on my notes today to talk about variables and how to pass them to the front end. So those variables, it's maybe it just helps you when you have controller logic and you want to pass data to the front end. But the reason I removed it was I didn't want any complications. I just wanted to like explain routing and linking to the front end page. I'm going to talk about variables today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Asibo.
Hi. Let me just start with an apology. Yesterday, I missed quite a good chunk of the class, so I didn't install what I saw you guys talking about on the group today. I don't know if you can help me with that, and then because since I did not install yesterday, I couldn't do what you were doing now. So I wanted to get that one fixed first before I can do what you are doing now. Okay. Should I go ahead and share my screen?
You have Node.js installed. Let's see how far.
Sorry?
You have Node.js installed?
Yes, I do have that.
Okay. You have to let me see. I won't want to kind of like take you through. Okay, share a screen. Let's see.
Okay, yeah. Where I am.
Yeah, so just type in please, yeah, this is Git bash. Type in express npm, sorry, npm.
Okay. npm.
npm. Let me paste this. npm install space express dash generator space.
Is there space? Okay, space
dash G. Hit enter.
Yeah.
press press your up arrow key.
Yep.
Then no, back to that npm command. Then go back, like use your left arrow key, go to the beginning of the npm.
Okay.
Then type in sudo.
Type in what?
sudo.
Okay. sudo.
Please. Hit enter, please.
Hold on, I'm in a class, okay?
Put in your PC, your Mac password.
Okay.
Please just type it and hit enter.
Is this what I'll be going through?
Just type in your password and hit enter. You won't see it outputted.
Yeah.
Then run express. Type in express space. So the next command is the name of the app or the project you want to create. So just type in MVC app. Then space dash view. No, view VIEW equal to EJS. EJJ, like J. Yeah, hit enter. So this is just going to generate a project for you. Then you move into the project, CD MVC app, CD space MVC app. Now you have to put in a space. Hit enter. Run npm install. npm. You wrote nmp. You typed in nmp, sorry. Space install. Yeah, hit enter. Then you have just to enable you see your project, just click on file, open up your project in your VS Code editor, click on file, open folder. So look for the MVC app. I think it's in your home folder, a folder named MVC app. You have a modal in your popped up, right? Okay,
yeah.
So look for MVC app like the top. Yeah, click on it and click on open. So open up a terminal. This is your project. If you can follow along with us from here. Open up your terminal, run new terminal. Just run npm start.
Say that again, please.
npm start.
Enter.
Yes, hit enter. If you go to your browser right now and visit, still coming up here. If you go to your browser and visit localhost column 3000, you're going to see your application running. Then you can play around with it as we go ahead. Localhost.
Host, yeah.
Column 3000. Has 300. One more, yeah, hit enter. Yeah, so you have your server running. So just follow along with us, and when we create an additional route, you can just be creating and seeing how it works. Then you can also watch the 2 previous videos if you've not, and you're going to get the hang of all this.
Awesome. All right, thank you very much.
You can stop sharing, please. So yeah, I will just go into what I have today, then we'll come back and take questions, okay? So
hello, Sammy. My node mon is saying app crashed, waiting for file changes before starting. That's
I am going to come back. I'm going to come back to all this, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to come back to you. So I just want to talk about some things before I continue taking questions on debugging, right? So we don't run out of time. because we're going to need them for what we want to do next. Okay, I wanted to just talk about a few things and demonstrate them because we're going to be building a little app from tomorrow and we need some of all these concepts, right? Okay, I want to talk about controllers and how to pass variables to the views, right? Like
sorry, please. Did you say tomorrow? I thought tomorrow would be for tutorials or
from Monday, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so controllers and passing variables to the views, how to kind of up until now, I've been using my routes as my controller, right? So I'm going to show you how to cleanly keep all these in a controllers file, then how to output data on the view, same as passing variables. Then I will try and see if I can talk about models and database because we really need this for the blog app we want to create, right? So this is what Babatope wants to see, this is what he's interested in, and we really need to kind of talk about it, and everyone should be able to create a little crude app that maybe creates a post. You can edit a post, a blog post, delete it and update it, right? So let me just quickly go into this, right? Okay, so prior to now, right? I'm sure majority of us understand routing. Okay, let me just open up. Let me open up the other application. I think I have much progress there. Okay, so I quickly did this because I was trying to explain for some stuff, right? Ola, just to quickly answer, you could just easily type in RS in your server and see if it works. It should work. So if you just restart or you just kill it and start it over again. I'm going to open folder and open my MVC.
3,000 is already in use.
Okay, I'll get to you. I'll show you how to kill all your ports. Are you on a Mac?
Windows.
All right, I'm coming. Windows. Okay, so I've opened up my MVC tutorial, right? If I open up my app.js, you see, is this too big? Is my zoom too much? Is it okay?
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about, you can see, everyone should be comfortable. Everyone should have practiced creating routes, importing the route and saving them as a variable, creating the routes in their respective folders. I haven't created about, and outputting it in the views. Okay, so our MVC app is not fully complete, right? Because we've been doing the way Express Generator generated our project. We've been having our controllers inside our routes file, right? So which is not very clean and appropriate, because when we get to creating maybe a full application that works, it might get confusing if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to add our controller layer. So right now it's just views. This our app is just routes and views, right? Or we can call it semi-controller and views because it's just routes. So I'm going to add our controller layer so that our application will be controller views for now. We are going to talk about model much later. Okay, you shouldn't have controllers here. I created this yesterday. That's why I had to open up this project. So if you want to, okay, let me just delete this for clarity. I'm going to delete this. Then this is what everyone should have identically, right? So I want to add a controller layer to my application. I'm going to do controllers, a new folder controller. So right now, my application has controllers and views. So my controllers will go in here, my routes will go in here, and my views will go in here. I'm going to show you how we are going to interconnect the three of them. Okay, so I'm going to do the same way I have. Let me use index. Let me start with index. Let me start my app. Excuse me. Where npm start, right? I think I should be running with node-mon. Groups news.
Hello.
Just hold on, I'm having an error here. Can't find module routes news app.js 10. Okay, am I in another folder? Yes, I'm in another folder. Sorry. So I'm just going to move out and move into my MVC tutorial folder and run npm start here. What's the issue? I cannot find module controller. So I'm going to go to my routes. Let me just comment news controller. Let me just go to my routes, news. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to make this thing work. News handler. Okay, so this should work now. Yeah, if I go to my browser and open up my yeah, so I have the app I had yesterday, right? So I'm just going to go back to explain what I wanted to explain. The controller layer, right? So previously we've talked about routes. I've done it a couple of times. So I'm going to have for each route in my app.js, I would have a file referencing them. So I said we should start with the index router, right? So the index router, as you can see, is going to an index router. If I come here, we are requiring the file route index. If I go to route index, as you can see, we have a router handler, a get to listen for a get request, and we are handling the request in this controller directly here. Okay, the way to do this, right? The way to build this is I'm going to go to my controller and create a new file called index controller. I can just name it index, but I like putting the name of the file. Let me just name it index.js. So this is my index controller, right? So now I want to separate all my controller, all the action, whatever is doing an action or like whatever is kind of doing logic, I want to separate it and put it into the controller layer. That is the whole like reason for our whole MVC app, right? So controller is the request handler. There's a routing system underneath it, but the controller just handles logic, okay? And that's what we want to do right now. So I've created a file in index. So the same way we imported the index routes in the app.js, I'm going to import the index controller in the routes.js. So I'm going to say var index controller, did I spell that correctly, equals to require again, this is just referencing like what we did in HTML links. So I'm going to go to controllers and index.js. Okay, so right now, the same way we are requiring the routes file in our app.js, I am in my routes file, I'm calling the index file in our controllers, right? So now, yeah, I'm requiring the index file from our controllers, right? So I'm going to plug and play this so we can see how this works. I'm going to remove this controller function from here, or let me declare it first so I don't confuse anybody, right? So I'll go to my index controller. Remember, controllers index, okay? I'm going to create a new function. I'm going to create a very big object that has different handlers that I'm going to use here, okay? So I'm going to say, let me use const index controller equal to an object, right? So this is where we use, or this is why we said, or I said the controller is a request handler, right? This is where you do majority of your logic, and this is where you kind of use all those, the functions, the variables, the loops, the if else, or most of all those JavaScript syntax you learned, you're majorly going to be using them in your controller file. So I've declared my controller, right? Index controller equals is an empty object for now. Then I want to, if I go to my route file, I'm seeing a get homepage route handler, right? I'm going to say index controller. Remember, this is like, it's like an object, it's something we've done, right? I want to add a property to it that's get home. Let me not call it homepage. Let me just say get home equal to, I want this function, take you away from here. I'm going to cut it. Just hold on a minute. I'm going to explain. Equal to this function. Okay. Right. So basically what I'm doing here, right, I'm trying to take off anything that has to do with logic from this file. The only thing I'm going to do here is when there's a colon / I'm just going to call index controller dot get home. Okay, so this looks cleaner than putting the controller here, because in the controller we are going to still call the model. When we get there on Monday, you're going to see it. So it's not always clean and good to put both the controller and model calls here. I'm going to explain what I did here and how this is going to work, right? So I've created index controller dot get home. Get home is a property. This is the same thing that as me doing index controller dot index controller equals get home colon function. Okay, but I want to be doing it individually. I hope I don't confuse anyone. So right now in the index controller object, we have a get home that is a function. I'm just going to do module dot export equals to index controller. Okay, let me explain this again before I try to test it. I'm going to come from my app.js. We have our index or base or home page is going to this router. I'm very sure everyone is familiar with this. This router is just a variable that is pulling a route handler from an external file in our routes index.js. Okay, if I go to routes index.js, I'm going to see that I'm pulling off a function from our Express framework and I'm creating a route handler. So whenever there's a get request on our index, so router.get index get homepage, instead of me having the controller function directly here, if I open the contactors, you're going to see that this is just a normal function. Let me cut it out and show you again. I'll cut it out and put it here. This is a normal function we all know, right? So rather than putting the controller function here, for we to have a complete MVC app, we need to move it to our controller folder, right? So I created the file the same way we had routes index. I have controllers index. Okay, if I go to my controllers index, I created a very big object because we are going to create more route handlers. There's going to be a post request. Okay, there's going to be router. Sorry, that's not how to spell router. Router.post. Maybe a post on the home page. Maybe if we are submitting a form, if we are creating a blog post, there's going to be router.updates. There's update, but we're going to use puts. There's going to be router.delete, but the point is I'm abstracting the logic aspect of this handler to an index controller. Okay, so the picture of our controller or model view controller comes in. We don't have a model yet. When we have a model, you're going to see how I'm going to plug and play it. So right now, what my controller just does, declares a very big object, adds the first function we need, get home. If you can see, we are sending the base URL to get home. I'm going to save this. Then it's the same thing. I'm just returning views contacts, right? I export it here. Yeah, sorry. I'm supposed to be here. So I'm just responding with the index in the view. I export it and I use it in the index route. So if I save this, I think my NodeMon has already been saving it for me. Yes. And try to test this now. If I refresh, it's still going to give me my home page because my controller is routing back to this home. Okay, so I did this. If I quickly replicate this for another handler. So I've changed home and it's still working, nothing breaks, right? If I refresh, it still comes to my home page. Let me change the text so you see I actually did something. So title, welcome, let me say home page. Yeah, home page. I'm going to talk about this next from controllers. Okay, if I save this now, I go to my index file and I just output, rather than home, let me output title now. So the same thing that's been giving everyone errors, I'm going to use it, but I'll talk about it before I open up for questions, right? If I save this now, refresh, I'm going to see homepage from controllers because I've changed the setting of our MVC app to include a controllers folder. Okay, so I'm going to do it slower for one more route. Then I'll talk about variables, right? This additional stuff we see here is what we call passing variables to the views page. If I go to contacts, you're going to see I just rendered contacts without variables, right? But ideally, when we start working with controllers, you're going to want to be passing variables. Let's say if you're building a blog, you want to pass to all your posts or all your users or stuff like that. Okay, so let me just do this one more time. I'm going to go to my app.js. I've changed my index endpoint to use a controller to respond via the view, right? So let me change. What do we have next? I have news next, right? So again, this is my news endpoint, and I'm sure everyone is familiar with /news sent to this variable. And this variable is a route handler, right? So I'm requesting it route news. If I go to my route news, I'm going to see that the same thing that was happening. I have a route handler, but my controller function is directly inside this file. Okay, so what I want to do, I already did it in the previous class. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go to my controllers, new file. I'm going to call it news.js. Okay, call it news.js. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the index file. I'm going to do const news controller equal to an empty object. We are going to put more stuff later rather than other than just get. But for now, I'm going to create a very big object. Then I want to do news controller dot get. I don't call it home, get news page. Let me just call it get news page equal to. I'm going to go and remove my controller function from here. So I can as well cut it, or I can type it because I know how I want to handle that function, right? I say function request response next. Then I want to rest.render. I think I have a news page. Okay, we are going to extend this in a little while, but for now, let me export it first before I explain. Equals to news controller. Okay, the same thing I did for the index file. I created a very big object. I'm going to add more properties to this object later. I'm adding a new key, get news page, and I'm giving the value as a function. Okay, again, this is the same thing as all the other objects we've been declaring. Let me remind you of one. Const users equal to maybe first name. It's just that, like I told you those times, we won't have to be hard coding values in functions like this in the future, right? Last name, I'm just going to put in my last name. Then I did something like full name, that those periods, and I gave it a function, right? You can't have a function as in an object. So this is just basically what we're doing here, right? So if I save this now, go back to my news page, remember, I need to import my controller, right? var news controller equal to, again, our require command. And what am I trying to require? A file in my controllers folder called news.js. Okay. If I save this now, And this router.get expects two arguments. The first one is the route, and the second one is the function or the controller you want to handle. So I'm going to say news controller.get news page. I save this, go to my browser. If I refresh and click on news, it's still going to work like nothing happened. Okay, so I've changed my MVC app to include the controller layer. So the sweet thing about this is when my app gets complex, I can easily or cleanly do whatever I want to do here, whatever logic I want to do here without tampering or making the routes file dirty. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about variables, then show you why this is important before we take questions for the day. Okay, so if I go back to my index page, sorry, my index controller, I'm just going to close all this so no one will be confused. I am in my index controller, right? So my index controller.get home previously is just doing res.render. Okay, so I'm going to simulate data here. So we said, if I go to this, yeah, so we said, sorry, not this. So we said controller manipulates model and updates the view, right? If you do this stuff and look at all these images, you're just going to understand how it all works. Controller manipulates the model. So I'm going to simulate data manipulation here, right? Or simulate data model here. So I want to talk about variables, right? So in some pages, I just did res.render index or contact or news, but you can pass variables to the front end by putting it in an object. Okay, so let me show you something. I can say maybe I got these details from the database, but like we've been doing, let me just declare plain node variables like we were doing in our JavaScript class. Okay, I'll say let my name, okay, let me not use my name, let me use let page name equal to home page or index page. Okay, then let user equal Sammy. So I'm just playing around with variable, but in actual sense, you're going to get all these values, or you want to get all these values from the database. Again, then let's time of let time equal new dates. We play down with date dot get dot to local date string. Okay, so if I save this now, the way I'm going to pass, maybe I finish running my calculation or my function, or maybe whatever, or those are sum functions. I want to sum some two numbers and I want to show the user, maybe this is a little calculator app. I want to show the user the result of whatever I calculated. I'm going to send it to the front end as variables in this object. Okay, so res.render takes in two arguments, the name of the file in views folder and an object with variables. So I had to clear that so it to be a little bit clearer. So this is a function, and we know functions take argument, right? The first argument is the file, so it will go here and look for an index file. The second argument is an object that I can pass in variables. Okay, so I can just do page name. We know this is just an object syntax equals page name. Okay, user equals user, then time equals time. My VS Code, okay, didn't clean enough for me. So this is a plain old, like our normal object, right? With key value pairs. So I'm saying pass to the front end the variable name page name and give it a value of index page. User, give it a value of Sammy, then dates, whatever today's date and day is. Okay, if I save this now, go to my index in the front end. I used title before, but my page is going to break now because I've deleted
Did we break?
I think we lost his voice audio or something like that. Sammy, we can't hear you.
Even when we could hear him, he was speaking two languages. Oh boy. I think we needed that break.
Maybe Omo can continue.
Where's Omo?
You people are just looking for trouble.
Please take the class, please.
Omo, continue.
Okay, somebody should share their screen. Share your screen, the controller. Have you created a folder? So when you create that folder for the, okay, Sam is back.
Oh yeah, share your screen.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? I guess not.
No, we can't see your screen. It got broken.
Not yet.
Where did you stop? What was the last thing I said? Let me see. Oscar was
So
explaining.
I'm going to break the page or something. The page is getting broken also.
Okay, thank you. So I said I was explaining passing variables to the index page. Okay. Previously I had title here, but because if you look at my controller, I'm not passing title as a variable to the front end. So if I try to load title, sorry, where's my browser? It's going to say title is not defined. So let me just reference the variables I pass. As you can see, I pass in page name, user, and time. So I'm just going to go to my index and say h1 page name. So this will just output index page, okay? Then I can say welcome to page name again. I'm outputting the variable index page, okay? Then let me put a p tag and just say today is, remember I passed in a variable called time with today's date, right? So I passed in a variable called time. I can just say today is, I'll put in my syntax, time, and the current logged in user is, remember I passed in a variable named user. Okay. So again, EJS or like our Express app allows us render a page, or this render a page, and I can pass in as many variables as I want to the front end page. Okay, so this is important because previously when we were building static sites, we didn't have to do anything very dynamic, right? The only way we had access to do dynamic stuff was to use our JavaScript file. But right now, I can, in this controller, go to my database, go to my Salesforce org, go to an external resource, fetch data, manipulate the data, then pass it to my views. If I go to my browser right now and refresh this, if I'm clicking Ctrl S and refresh this right now, I'm going to see that my variables are displaying correctly. So I have index page as page name, then welcome to index page, then today is 24th. Today is 24th, right? And the current logged in user is Sammy. So can you see how it just passed and referenced our variables appropriately for in our page, right? So I just took you guys how to separate your controller, right? So right now we have just two, right? Controller views. We're going to add models from Monday, but it's cleaner and better. We're going to see why it's cleaner and better to move all our controller logic into an external file, right? For example, let me give one more example before I open up for questions, right? So I did router.get news controller. I can do an additional endpoint, router.get, let's say what news, admin news. Maybe I want to go to /news admin news, then see the sweet thing about having a controller, right? I can say news controller dot get admin news. Okay, so news controller will have a function that handles get admin news, and whatever logic it needs to do there is going to do it. So if I go to my news controller, I'm just going to add another function, right? News controller dot get admin news. Okay, simple as that. Function res next. Then I'm just going to say res.render. I'm still going to render news, but this time I'm going to pass in a variable called page name. I'm going to give it a value of admin news. Then I'm going to go to my main news endpoint and pass in a variable called page name. I'm going to give it a value of news page. Okay, so this is just like an example of how dynamic this stuff can allow you be. If I go to my news in the views and just output page name here, right? It's going to change based on the endpoint I visited, right? If I go back to my browser, refresh, go to news, we're going to see we are in news homepage because I'm in just news. So if I change this to admin news, I think, what did I name the routes? Excuse me. Admin, oh, I didn't add an S, admin news, and refresh, you're going to see I'm in admin news page. Okay, so this is just an example of how controllers and using variables can just make you write cleaner codes and help separate your controller function into the appropriate files. Okay, so I am going to pause here for now and just see if everyone is doing okay, and if anyone needs any explanation, and I'm just going to take the questions. So Enobong.
Just keeping me. You are not helping me to sort my issue now, Sammy. It's still saying node_mon app crash, waiting for file changes.
I called based on how it's arranged. I'm sorry. Just hold on a bit. Enobong. Enobong, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you. Okay, Ola.
Yep.
So it's saying app crashed.
Yeah. You told me to type RS. I did that, and it's still the same.
Kill the server and start it over again.
So what's the code to kill the server?
Control C.
Okay. Terminate that job. Yes.
Then npm start all over again.
Still the same. Still waiting for file changes before starting.
Okay. It's saying waiting for file. Is it saying ports? It has your server has started and it's saying waiting for file changes.
No, it said node M app crashed, waiting for file changes before starting.
Okay, before I go to the next person, just share your screen. Port 3000 is already in use. So type in, let me see if you have access to sudo here. This is bash, right? Yeah, Control C. I hope this works. Just kill the server, please. Yes. Type in sudo. No, this is PowerShell. Please switch to bash. Kill this. This is where you're using the port 3000. Don't delete it.
Oh.
You had it open in another terminal.
Oh, is that the reason?
Yes. So type in sudo space kill all.
All together?
Yes, space node. Hit enter. Let me see if this works here. Okay, so go back to the other try running npm start. Let me see. I think you've closed that time. Just run npm start. It should work now. Yeah. So it's you had the port running on another terminal. So you're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can stop sharing. Enobong, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what is wrong on what we did before today. I just keep getting an error each time I try to run some stuff. Let me just share my screen and maybe you put me through.
So let me see the error. Let me see the error if it's something we can do quickly.
It's okay. Just a minute. Okay, I'll share now. Where's the stuff? Can you see it?
Yes.
It's still the same stuff.
So let me just use your screen to explain something to others, right? So
okay.
If you can hear me, if you see this stuff, most times is I think all the time, the error is very descriptive, right? So in HTTP, 404 means not found, and it's telling you the text not found. Then the first line, you see not found error. You see the name of the location of the file, MVC tutorial, MVC app.js line 29. Can you see that?
Yes. Yes.
So it's going to tell you where the error is coming from. So if you go to your code, check your line 29, you're going to see what is telling you or what is not found before I even maybe use my instincts to tell you where the error is. So if you go to your VS Code, I can't see your VS Code, right? I can
sorry. I have to stop sharing this one and share that.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Line 29.
Line 29. Okay, that's where the error originated from. So you're saying your news, right? Your news router, scroll up.
Okay.
Routes news. Routes news. Go to your routes news file. Click on routes news.
That's the news.
Render news. Do you have a new your EJS, right?
Yes, I have.
Stop your server and restart it again. Are you using NodeMon? I'm not sure. So do Control-C. Then npm start. Yeah, you're using NodeMon now. So go to your browser and refresh and check if it's still showing not found.
This process, I did it before and it's still that's it. It's still giving me the same error. Let's start from CSS.
Your browser is still showing 404?
Yes.
Go back to your app.js file news. So app.use news. Okay. Scroll up. Shoot, this is getting weird. News router, news. Go to your news router. Go to your news routes.
This is my news routes.
Yeah, it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah.
Sammy, I see an error on line 29 on apps.
Go to your apps. Go to app. Yeah,
Wait,
so
that's a
29.
normal thing? Yeah, there's an error, function error.
Yeah, so that's like an error
Uh-huh.
handler. That's what kind of helps you catches an error and tells you what the error is. So this is a little bit weird. News, app.use news. What are you trying to access on your browser? Are you sure it's news or just new? Check the endpoint.
It's news. I was very surprised when this came up because I felt I was doing the right thing. There was no error at all.
Okay. Does your index router work?
Yes.
So clear the news
let's go back there.
I can't see your browser, so that's where it's a little bit difficult.
Oh, sorry.
You can share two windows, please, so we don't have time. So you can share two windows. Hold down your shift key.
Okay, I'll do that now. Can you see both of them now?
Yes, this is better. So yeah, your index page is still showing not found.
Oh, no. I've not, let me.
Okay, so click on homeworks. Click on, okay, you don't have contact and users. Type in users, like type in /users directly. Don't click on news, type in /users.
Okay.
Okay, so go back to your home page. Click on news. Stop your server. Okay, close this your local host, close this tab, like this your current tab.
The one on the web.
Yeah, close it.
Okay.
And start your server again.
Oh, sorry. Type in somewhere else.
Then open up localhost 3000. Try news. This is seriously weird. News, new data.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Does capital letter, is there any capital letter in the, would that affect?
Yeah, that will affect, but there's no capital letter. I can't see any capital letter.
On the, I saw news capital letter on the web page.
On the web page?
No, that's just the link. No, that's from the index file. That's just the name of the link. Like that doesn't.
That won't. Okay.
So news. This is weird, right? No, but
yeah, I know. You know, that's why I didn't bring it up initially, because I felt this is really weird. I kept working on it, tried everything.
Try creating another one. Create contacts. Create contacts.
Okay, I think I did that before and I had issues. Okay, let me start with the view page. So.
Can you do that like in the background? I'm going to come
yeah,
back.
No problem.
Yeah, hi Shalom.
Hi, Sammy. My question was going to be please, can you share your VS Code, please, if it's possible? I was going to ask you something about the controller.
All right.
Yeah, so say we had like plenty of this codes that we wanted to show. Would we just write it like this? And I'm trying to make sense of this.
So
basically.
Plenty of these codes, what do you mean? Plenty controllers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep on writing them. I'm going to keep on adding to the object, right? It's going to get, if this is a real like when I explain code, you're going to see, I'm going to have maybe get all, or maybe delete. You're going to have different functions for each handler. So it keeps going on and on and on.
Okay. And my other question was, what would you advise for someone that needs to actually get this coding thing? Because if we did like what do they call it? We did HTML and CSS within like a month or so. Like ideally to become good at this, please don't say practice and all of that. Like what would you advise someone to do? Because like I think we're going fast, and I mean, like, I know it's not a boot camp, but I'm just trying to. I just need to know how to get this stuff, because sometimes I just listen and then I'm like, okay, I don't even know what's going on. So what would you advise?
So I'm going to apologize. I'm going to use what you said I should not use, right? You just have to give it time, and by practice, I mean, type it and do it yourself. So it's a whole lot of new concepts, right? It's a whole lot of, I might be fast for some persons, but if you take out as little as maybe 30, 45, 1 hour per day, and just do research yourself, maybe after each class, try to learn about some other, like from some other places, right? Because they are whatever I'm teaching from my experience, right? There are other contents that might explain it a whole lot better for you. So honestly, the only thing I can tell you, right, aside from that will be later, right, real life on like real life project experience, for now it's just practice and time. It's just practice and time. Like maybe look for little tasks, practice it yourself, like actually type it, because I'm very sure most of all of us here that understands variable, right? We typed it, like we kind of created variables ourselves until we understood variables. So to get this stuff, like to be able to get it, like maybe to a basic level, you have to just be practicing and just give it time. If they are all new concepts to you, you won't get them immediately.
Yeah, so like the functions, everything like that made sense up until we got to MVC. I'm speaking for myself now. I don't know about the rest of people.
Just the third day, right? This is just the third day. It's not like you expected to master this in the third day, right? So
no, but just to grasp it, like it's I don't know.
You understand routing? Do you understand routing?
I kind of do. I get it. I get what we're trying to do, but it's just I'm trying to really make sense of it on like.
I'm going to share this folder after this class, so you just play around with it. I guess if you what you can do, right? This is how I learn, or this is how I learn. I always try to see what happens at every step. What you're going to do, put console logs at every point, right? Maybe console log, I am here, or I got here, or blah blah blah. So I'm going to share this folder, then just play around with it by yourself, break some things, see the error, recouple it back, and just see how it works, and that should help. But Again, in general, this is the third day we are talking about. We started MVC on Monday. Okay, no, on Monday was right. Okay, on Tuesday, right? So it's my expectation was like it was because we did routing for like 2-3 days. I expected everyone to understand routing, but I just introduced this, right? So I guess if you put your hands on it for maybe 2, 3, or 4 days, you should understand the basic concepts. Is that okay?
Sammy, thank you.
All right. Omo.
Okay. Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But
so if I open up, excuse me, if I try to open up database, so if I had opened up database now, there will be serious fire on the mountain, right?
I mean, please take it small because I don't get it.
Honestly, Sammy, maybe if there is, like when we did HTML and CSS, we could always go back because there's a step by step, right? But this one, you would go to another place, come back, and while you are still trying to grab what you're trying to do, you've already gone to somewhere else. So it's so confusing. It's like I'm just trying to make sense, and everybody has already gotten routing. Everybody's already. I'm like, it's like I'm the only person that does not.
You're not the only person.
Omo, it's not only you.
Well, we are in together, so
we are together, guys.
Everyone quiet. Only Omo and Shalom, and maybe some like me. Because I don't understand what Sammy is doing, honestly. And that's why I said when we're starting that I might have to reevaluate my program. Yeah, because I don't know.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, I want to make a suggestion. I know this thing is kind of like there's always a clue to what you're doing. So I was thinking the HTML part, this part is strictly all about the Java and strictly all about Java. So most of these syntax, if you can relate them to what we did on JavaScript, the HTML, CSS, and Java, I think they would understand more about it, because for that EJS is strictly on HTML. Then when you talk about JX, you're actually talking about I think that's the Java part of it. So if you can relate that a bit, I think they will have more insight. Thanks.
Okay. So so we are moving too fast, or the concepts are too difficult to grasp, right?
I don't think okay.
Sorry. I think what is happening, sorry, Omo, Ola. What is happening is we're trying to fit in something that's ordinarily supposed to be gotten in 5 to 7 days into 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult because left to me, I wouldn't say I'm totally at sea. I'm at 60-65% of what you're doing. But there are sometimes you just go on and you like your news controller, news controller, and you're like, okay. Sometimes it's like I'm trying to wear my pants. It's like just an analogy. You're trying to wear your pants and someone has knotted it at the base, and both your legs are inside. You don't even know what to do, whether to remove your legs or to keep pushing. So it is. It's not Sammy's fault. Sammy is trying to push.
Sammy is even slow.
It's trying to push something through a faucet that is too narrow. The time is of essence, and it's trying to push it down, but we can't get it in 3, 4, 5 days. It is going to be tough. As I said, you have to keep working at it.
I just want to understand how long for, let's say if we were doing like a real boot camp, how long would it take for them to teach this? Because this doesn't look like something that would be taught in like a week or so, to be honest, for people with no developer background. I'm sorry, Sammy, this is not about how you're teaching. It's just that this concept is just too broad. It is broad that I don't know why we are trying to fit it in how many weeks. It's just, I don't know. It's stressing me because I really want to get it, but it's just
I am
have
not
a
even scared
suggestion.
because Sammy is great. I can imagine when we now have Babatope doing this.
Oh God.
Babatope did this
and
thing.
then
Babatope did this
I'll
thing in a
have
month.
to talk to
Babatope did this whole thing Sam is doing in a month. He taught
Oh,
Java,
sorry for
CSS,
listening.
HTML
I
1
would
week.
have reevaluated my program
He did
as
JavaScript
Ola says.
1 week.
Yeah,
Seriously, Sam is
that's not.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing is,
Sorry.
okay,
So now I think I know where okay, because I felt I was the only one in these shoes. And from what Amos just said now, it's obvious that it's not everybody that has this kind of challenge, because some people have attended the cohort when Babatope took it that time.
Exactly.
So they have an idea of what Sammy is doing. So yeah. So I don't know for every other person, but I think for me, I might be in this position because I don't have any foreknowledge of what's going on. I'm trying to grapple with it. And most of the time I keep quiet because I don't want to be the one talking all the time. Thank God I'm not the only one.
Don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet.
But I can see that from what Amos just said now, people have foreknowledge about this. So it's easy for them to do like a revision. I might be wrong, but that's what I can decipher.
No, you're
It's
actually
just a
right.
few. I think it's
Sorry.
just a few.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Sorry, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say this. The program, the time is really short. I think it's because of the way the program has been, crafted. The way they put it, we're supposed to like finish a lot of stuff within the 6 months period, right? But I also see one other area that we have not explored. For example, I will tell you one major issue I see that a lot of us have been having, which is the issue of even knowing, if we go back to looking at what folder are you working in? You understand what I mean? We've been having that problem. A lot of people have been having that problem right from time. And I keep thinking, I'm not the one teaching. Sammy is doing a great job. But sometimes I think some of us who are also, like students here, there's a way we learn certain things, and others would need to also learn some of the tricks we use to learn these things. You understand? So what we call tutorial periods, which normally it will still be Sammy taking us through tutorial. In such tutorial periods, some of us who understand maybe a certain part, if you just understand a certain part, we should give opportunity for that person to say, okay, let me try to explain this aspect. So you hear it from a different angle, you understand? And maybe one trick of getting that particular issue, assimilated fast, you might just get it from that person, you understand? For example, the issue of the what folder are you in, go out of the folder, move into the next folder and stuff like that. I've been thinking of a way of bringing a diagram and using it to explain it so that people can really understand it. You understand? These are some of the areas I think would help us. Some of us know certain, it's not, you may not know everything, but there's a particular thing that was taught that others are struggling with, and you know how you were able to overcome that. You understand? If we have an opportunity for one of us to explain that aspect to us, I think we might make some headway. That's my suggestion.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Nobong. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Sammy, can I say something just before you go ahead so that if it's you can address it as well? And what I wanted to say is, for me personally, right, I'm thinking if it's possible for us to have a little bit of step-by-step, or, like I will still go back to the W3 school, right? I was able to I mean, I would give myself a little bit of credit because I saw what I did and I was amazed, like, oh, I could really do this. And that's because there's an outline, right? And I can always go back. I spent hours before I could get it, but it was fine because I had a guideline, you know. But for this, I don't even know. I don't know my left from my right, right? I don't know exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grapple with the logic, right? I think I understand what we're trying to achieve, but I can't say I have a grip on it. So I'm just thinking if we have something like that, a step-by-step outline, you know, that you can go to from time to time to reevaluate yourself, to put yourself on the track, it could help. Thank you.
Sorry, can I say something, please?
Okay, so
okay. This is what I've also thought of, right? I think Sam is doing great, but I understand things on how I'm able to relate whatever this is to like everyday life matters. So right from when he started his whole NGC stuff, this is how I thought of it, right? If I have a single room and I'm living in a single room, I cook from there, I bake from there, the kitchen and everything is there. Then I move from there to, let's say, 3-bedroom apartment. I have a kitchen, I have bedrooms, I have bathrooms. So all that I do in a single room, I decide to split it up in a bigger house. You understand? So the whole idea of having controllers here, having views here, having this here, just you splitting up all that you could have done in a small space, like we're doing in the HTML, where we just send it and it appears on the web. Then we didn't really care about what took it there, right? So this is just us trying to carry out the process ourselves, move this here, in order to get there. I don't know whether it makes sense to anybody, sir.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that makes sense.
So basically, when you just try to relate it to what you know already, because I feel it's something that we all know, but it's just our understanding of it. So when you understand, okay, this place now is my toilet, I keep my toiletries here, this is the kitchen, I keep my kitchen stuff here, but it's still in the same house, just that they all have their own compartments.
Spaces. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I think just something like that. So Sammy, if you are teaching as well, I know it doesn't all have to be computer. If you use some everyday activities, because before now I'm new to programming actually. So if you use some other everyday activities to explain, especially if they can be relatable, I think that it may make more sense sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you everyone, Enobong, Omo, Shalom, Ngito, right? So I'm just going to say this, right? First of all, I'm going to talk about the time frame, right? We have 6 months, and I think the first week we were opportune enough to have 1 full month for HTML, CSS, and yeah, just HTML and CSS, I think. Then JavaScript for 1 month. So the thing is, I want to say, let me not say you shouldn't stress it, right? Because you need to learn the concept. The thing is, this month is just to kind of maybe get your feet wet with JavaScript. It's super, like Shalom was asking, like how long does it take in a normal boot camps? So there are different boot camps, right? There are some, like a full JavaScript boot camp might take 6 months for just JavaScript, right? So the 1 month JavaScript is to get, I am not going in depth. I can't even try to go in depth, right? Is to just get your feet wet for what is coming, right? So the main goal is Salesforce, becoming a Salesforce developer. But to become a Salesforce developer, or to make it easier for you when Babatope is teaching, or when Babatope is teaching Salesforce development, Apex and whatnot, you need to have at least little wet feet in programming, right? And that's what we've been doing in JavaScript, HTML, CSS. We're going to be outputting. Trust me, Salesforce doesn't work with plain HTML. It works, it's the same tags, but it has its own syntax. But because, okay, look at it, look at AGS now. Because we've done HTML, everyone was like got easily comfortable with this. Same thing when you get to WLC or Visual Force, you're going to get easily conversant with it. The same thing with JavaScript controllers. So to just maybe ease off the tension of we're trying to learn too much in a few weeks, I'm just going to let me not see how it go. I'll show you, right? You don't need to. Maybe I think the problem is everyone is thinking they need to perfect or master whatever is here, right? If you give it little practice, like I've said, and just know the concept. I always use the term, we want to learn MVC with JavaScript. We want to just learn the concept. When we get to Salesforce, Babatope is going to start, let me not say start all over again, because it's going to be easy for you because Apex has variables. He's going to declare, I think is the syntax is int, let me say string, blah, blah, blah. You're going to be super familiar with it because we've spent 1 month getting our feet wet with JavaScript. You hardly use most of all this. So to just maybe ease off or maybe cool off you guys a little bit, you don't have to perfect this in these 4 weeks. It's not a requirement to perfect. You just need to get familiar with the concept because you'll be doing similar stuff with Apex and Java. Okay. So with that, I don't know how comforting that is, but I just want to tell you that you can, we are going through this just to maybe get you conversant with what is going to come. Even though in WLC, like Lightning Web Components, you're going to be writing little of JavaScript, or you're going to be using JavaScript in the controller. But the thing is, you're going to get conversant with it when you get there with time. So that being said, I am not in control of, I'm not in control of the time frame the program was kind of outlined for, right? So we kind of met, or we have JavaScript scheduled for 1 month, and I'm trying as possible, as best as I can, to give out maybe the easy or basic stuff in the 1 or the remaining 8 days, or I think, yeah, in the remaining 5, 6 more tutorial days or class days we have. So that's just one of the points I wanted to stress on. It's not expected that you learn. I did not learn this in 1 month, right? If I tell you I learned this in 1 month, I didn't learn this in one. It took months and maybe years of practice to get to this level. But why JavaScript has just 1 month is to get your feet wet for what. Believe me, when I don't want to open up a Salesforce project folder, when you see maybe an Apex controller and you understand that this is just a function already, it's not going to take you a day to get it. Okay, it's like a steep, or like what's the language? Pardon me. HTML, CSS was a little bit easy and straightforward. I'm very sure of that. A little bit easy and straightforward. JavaScript, we met some challenges, but believe me, when you get to Apex or Salesforce stuff, because you've had some rough handling here or challenges here, it's going to be easy for you, right? Variables, you've done variables. Functions, you've done functions. It's called object is called I think it's called lists. So lists, you've done lists. You just need to learn the syntax. So I understand it's rough, but again, we are just kind of using JavaScript to get our feet wet for what is coming. And I don't expect, or I don't expect everyone to just automatically understand this whole stuff out of the blue in 1 month. You just have to maybe try, maybe practice on your own, and just there's no pass mark, right? The whole maybe exercise I give or task, there's no 50, there's no 80. It's just for you. It's mainly for you to just practice and get better. Okay, so I don't know if that's kind of maybe cooled the whole thing off for about the like trying to squeeze in a very large or complex concepts in a short period of time. So it's not expected that you get perfect in it, right? If you just understand the concept, I've been using concept a whole lot. If you just understand the concept, you're going to be super fine. Trust me, all of us already know Salesforce makes stuff easier, right? With most of their user interface and all. It's going to be a whole lot easier when you get to Salesforce. Or let me not say that, I'm not sure, but the thing is JavaScript just gets you prepared for what's coming, okay? So that being right. I want to just say something. That being said, right? Regardless, we just have to try, and I understand we just have to try. I won't want to tell you my story. I think people from the last courts are like saying we we did this in 1 month. I won't want to tell you how my own learning with Babatope was, but I won't want to tell you how many weeks I learned all this stuff. But the thing is, I just have 2 tasks for the remaining of this week and next week, right? And I'm going to try as possible to make it easy and basic as possible, because if you don't go through it, you're going to start climbing a new mountain when Babatope starts talking about database and models in Apex, right? So I know I just introduced this today, right? I just talked about controllers today. It's definitely going to sound very, very huge. The same way we had when I think the first 3 days into JavaScript, we saw that it was a little bit complex, but when we spent a week, like 8 days on it, most of us got comfortable with it, right? It's the same thing here. I just talked about this today. I think I still have my notes. Yeah, controllers. I just talked about this today. It's going to sound very fuzzy, but like I said, we're just going to have to bear with ourselves, because the goal is to learn Salesforce development, and we are just passing through JavaScript to get our feet wet. I just have 1 task, right? To just help you understand the concept of models and databases, right? If you can do this as easy as possible, I'm going to try. I am not the person that takes the second tutorial, but I'm going to try to maximize my own hours and see how we can we've done routing. I know I can say 60 to 7% gets this, but if you can just maybe practice, you get. But the thing is, I have just 1 assignment before next month, right? And I think Babatope is trying to suggest 5 days, because he also is seeing the whole stuff, right? He's trying to suggest Monday to Friday classes, right? So if you can just easily scale through this for this month, or this remaining 6 days of classes, and you get to Apex, everything is going to be fine. And then I'll just hand you over to Babatope, right? So again, you mustn't, I'm not expecting you to be perfect in it. You just need to understand, take it slowly and at your own pace, right? There's no pass mark, there's no best. At your own pace, understand the concept little by little, and you're going to see that as you come back to it more and more, you just begin to understand everything that has been done. Okay, so
can I say something, Sam?
Our time is up already.
Just quickly, what I found out today or yesterday and today was when I did objects, arrays, methods, functions, I understood it. But the application of all those things in what you are doing now, because I see when you break these things down, I'm just seeing objects, I'm just seeing methods, functions.
There's nothing new here, right? So this is
that's all I'm seeing here.
This is a function, this is an object, this is there's nothing new, but we're just kind of doing applying it in a very fast way that I understand might be too hard to grasp, right? So it's just objects, functions, and variables, nothing more. But again, we just have to just take it 1 foot after the other.
Exactly. Step by step will help us. When you explain them step by step, we understand better. But when you try building on the new concept you just introduced, that is where the confusion sets in. If we understand the basic concept, if we understand what you're introducing first, before you take it a step further, then that will be great. That's what I noticed. Everything you're trying to explain to us is simple and straightforward, if I look at it with my magic eyes. But when you build on it, it gets confusing. That's just the problem. Okay, and you promised to give us a step-by-step stuff, but I understand you are busy. But yeah, step-by-step will help us all.
Okay, so again, I'm going to try, or let me say we are going to try, because we'll have to help ourselves, right? We're going to try tackle this remaining 2 topics. I am going to see how I can just break it down, create content, look for images to explain it step by step, maybe from Monday, okay? But yeah, so let's just see how it goes, right? Let's just see how it goes. We just have 2 more, and we'll try to just explain it a little bit slower if time permits us. I bet you if I go slower and I have 2 more days, I'm going to try to squeeze this in, because I'm looking for the perfect phrase or word or sentence to let you know how important this particular aspect of it is. Because if I don't do this, and let me not say, if I don't do this, it's going to be a little bit rough for someone or anyone that doesn't understand it previously when it gets to Apex. But the sweet thing is, it's going to be easy and understanding. It's even going to be easy than controllers. You know why? Because everyone here, I'm very sure everyone here is Salesforce admin certified, right? If you are Salesforce admin certified, you must have created objects and fields and relationship. It's the same thing, but you just need to know how to apply it with codes. It's the same thing. User, email unique, last name, text or string, pick lists, Boolean, yes or no, blah, blah, blah. It's just the same thing with Salesforce admin object, okay? So again, I'm going to try, or we are going to try to just take it slow and just see how we spend the remaining of our 6 or 7 days together.
Sammy, please don't take it as a rebuttal for your teaching. It's not that. It's just that this concept is quite broad, that it just is not making sense that we're just trying to do it in this amount of days.
No, we're even wishing you could have it in April.
Yes. Yes, because the way you keep saying you pass us on now, I
know, like he just wants to push us until we get to Babatope.
You have me because my
Babatope to the cliff end.
Babatope is taking over this class. This you guys are Babatope's people. Your Babatope's he's collecting you guys next month. So
he's collecting.
That's what scares me. The way you even say it.
But you guys are Babatope's
baby. Sammy, we want you. We want you.
Sammy, you might be taking the class.
No, please, Babatope will take it. Thank you very much.
So, Sammy, what are you saying now? You're running away from us.
I'm not running away. Babatope has more experience here, right? And he goal is Salesforce, and he has more Salesforce developers. So he needs to take you guys. So Babatope will come and carry you guys from next month.
He carry.
Correct. Yeah, so I think let's end it here, right? Let me not try to take any more questions or any more explain more.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sammy. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, so during tutorial, I'm going to try to go over everything again that we did this week.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
Can we have the second part of yesterday's video?
I'm going to like kind of reach out to those uploading it. They will upload the second part.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.